Sujiman Biang, your freelance news reader. Top story number 1, Singapore Family Support. In his first National Day message, PM Wong outlined the 3 strategies to take Singapore forward: forging new opportunities for people, redoubling efforts to keep cost of living stable, and strengthening system of social support. What keeps PM Wong awake at night are the challenges brought by developments such as conflict in Europe and Middle East, tension between United States and China, growing populism, economic nationalism and protectionism across the world. Politics turn vicious in many countries. While Singapore has become a shining red dot on the global stage, the country cannot afford to cruise along and just rely on existing formulas as the world has changed dramatically, he noted. He said these strategies are working, with many chief executives of multinational companies telling him in recent weeks that they see Singapore as stable, trusted, and reliable base from which to grow their operations in Asia. Many multinational companies have opened new facilities here over the past year, including Saige, Hyundai, Global Foundries, and Mars. We may be a young nation, but we have overcome so much together. We have good reason to be confident about our future. Despite the challenges, we will take Singapore onwards and upwards. Top story number 2, Insurance Claim. 6 doctors have been taken to task for making wrongful insurance claims against unnecessary treatment, excessive claims, and procedures that were never carried out, but the crackdown by the Ministry of Health MOH. People shocked at such conduct, while others sympathize with the doctors, saying that it is easy to make mistakes and what they did was to help patients avoid paying big bills. The vast majority of doctors are conscientious and honest. The 6 doctors represent less than 0.5% of more than 2,000 specialists working in the private sector, but their actions do reflect badly on everyone. Top story number 3, Bangladesh Reader. The student-led movement that ousted Ms. Hasina grew out of protests against quotas in government jobs that spiraled in July, provoking a violent crackdown that drew criticism, though the government denied using excessive force. Ms. Hasina exiled from the country she ruled for 20 of the last 30 years. The student protester has saved the country and that freedom has to be protected, he said, adding that whatever path our students show us, we will move ahead with that. Nobel Prize laureate Muhammad Yunus made an emotional return home to a strife-torn Bangladesh on August 8 to lead a new interim government after weeks of tumultuous student protests forced Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to resign and flee the country. Dr. Yunus, known as the banker for the poor, was awarded 2006 Nobel Peace Prize for founding a bank that pioneered fighting poverty with small loans to needy borrowers. Top story number 4, UK riot. On the evening of August 7, threats of widespread gathering by far-right anti-immigration groups did not materialize. A heavy security presence, rapid arrests, and display of unity by people across Britain prevented the repeat of widespread riots involving racist attacks targeting Muslims and migrants. Officials said on August 8, adding they remain on alert. Any suggestion they are patriots or they have got a cause is nonsense, Mr. Rowley said. Some people are scared to leave their house, ladies especially. They don't want to be seen walking about with their hijabs, he said. Fast and tough judicial action was viewed as helping quell the last serious nationwide riot in England 2011, which almost 4,000 people were arrested. According to Logically, a local company which work with government and other organizations to reduce harm of misinformation, the disorder has been coordinated by international network of extreme right-wing Telegram channels with links to banned groups. For Prime Minister Keir Starmer, a former chief prosecutor, is the first major test of his premiership since winning July 4 election, in which the previous Conservative government highlighted immigration as a major issue. Top story number 5, China Internet ID. The fear is that should it be mandated that citizens use such unified government-issued ID to access internet service or apps, the potential for the government to use this system to punitively against its opponent would increase. Yet, others argue that rather than targeting individuals, the system is primarily aimed at curbing tech companies and other organizations' misuse of personal data, which has become a source of public concern in recent years. For instance, in Weibo post which has since been removed, law professor Lao Zhongyan of Tsinghua University said that the so-called protection of individual user data is nothing more than a ruse, with the real purpose to control people's behavior on the internet. Average citizens may even more likely to self-censor their opinion on the internet. A person may be wary of posting something sensitive online forum for fear that losing their online identity and therefore ability to access other essential services. China is one of the few countries in the world where there's little online anonymity. Top story number 6. Thailand Move Forward Party. In a widely anticipated ruling, Thailand's Constitutional Court disbanded Move Forward on grounds it promised to amend the Lèse Majesté law, which shielded Thai royal family from criticism had violated election rules. The deal saw Thaksin, who fled Thailand in 2008 to avoid corruption charges, return home, and his ally Srettha Thavisin selected as head of coalition that included parties backed by former coup leaders. Mr. Srettha struggles to tackle near-record household debt and high cost of living amid tepid outlook of the economy helped Move Forward remain the most popular party in the recent. Defiant supporter of a disbanded Thai opposition party pledged to form a new outfit to challenge conservative establishment grip on power, setting the stage for more political turmoil in Southeast Asia's second-largest economy. The party promised to spread economic activity beyond capital city Bangkok, dismantle business monopolies, and reduce influence of elites has resonated with young people, youth, and urban population. Prof. Kogan said he expected the disbandment to fan the flame of anger in Move Forward's supporters, but their attempts to change Thailand will be a Sisyphean task. This is akin to Sisyphus pushing the rock up the hill and falling back down again. Darwin Sugiman BN sign off, your freelance newsreader.